Here are highlights of commentary on the earn schedule metric. Quibbles are missing pieces of information, criticisms, or constraints. Bits are additional pieces of information, hints, or tricks. Here's a bit. The earn schedule metric is easy to calculate. Take the earned value at the end of the current period, that's 300, and count the number of periods that value is greater than or equal to the planned value. That's 1, 2, and so on up to 7. Stop there because in period 8, the earned value of 300 is less than the planned value of 350. Is all of the earned value accounted for? If not, divide what's left over by what's planned. Here, that's 20 divided by 70. Add that to the count thus far, which is 7, and you get 7.29. Calculating at the end of each period gives us these earn schedules. Bit. The earn schedule metric is easy to communicate and interpret. Use a burn down chart. The baseline is the planned burn down, 1 period earned for each period elapsed. The earn schedule burn down is the difference between earn schedule and the longest duration. If the earn schedule burn is less than the planned burn, the project is usually interpreted as being late. If the earn schedule burn is greater than the planned burn, the project is usually interpreted as being early. Why the waffle words usually interpreted? The reason is explained in a quibble. Not now, however. Instead, to sum up the bit, the picture gives an accurate impression of current schedule performance. Because it's visual, it avoids linguistic and cultural barriers. That makes it great for communication. Quibble. The earn schedule metric tells us only that the schedule performance is better than, worse than, or on plan. In the graph, the gap shows that schedule performance is worse than planned. But how much worse? That's only suggested by the size and the shape of the gap. An impression is good for communicating current status, but it's inadequate for analysis and decision support. Quibble. The earn schedule metric only hints at duration impact. The size and shape of the gap does not quantify the impact of current performance on duration, but quantification is important for estimates of future impact and decisions on a response. Quibble. The earn schedule metric represents volume of value delivery, not sequence of delivery. The difference has sparked a big debate. Here's why. The graph and its interpretation are based on volume. But now let's look at sequence. Here's the sequence of deliverables behind the volume. In period 7, there are 4 deliverables, A through D. They have a planned value of 25 for each. Their earned value is 25, except for deliverable B. Its earned value is 0. Now look at the sequence B, C, D to F. F is planned to proceed in period 8, but B is not complete. That holds up F, and that is usually interpreted as being late. Here are the rest of the planned values and earned values. Note that deliverables E and G are complete. Their value counts toward the total volume of earned value in period 7, that is the 300. And 300 versus 280 is usually interpreted as being early. Hence the status conflict. Is the project early or late? Charges of false or misleading have passed between the two sides. That's because both sides make the same assumption, that there's a single determinant of schedule performance. Each side picks its own determinant, volume or sequence. Well, why not both? Here's an analogy. Car ads often boast about fuel performance. In the ads, not one, but 2 figures represent performance, city and highway. There's no conflict between them because they measure different behavior. For city measurements, it's stop and go, fast and slow, but not a constant speed. For highway measurements, it's the opposite. The same can be said for schedule performance. For volume measurements, it's how much is complete, but not if the right parts are complete. For sequence measurements, it's if the right parts are complete, but not how much is complete. Different target, different measurement. And difference does not equal conflict. Here's a summary of quibbles and bits for the earn schedule metric. Bits, the earn schedule metric is easy to calculate, communicate, and interpret. Quibbles, weak support of analysis and duration estimates, and it can conflict with other performance metrics. For the step-by-step video on this topic, here are some references.